From the very beginning, I wanted Seal to have an audio dimension. But it just wasn't possible back in mid-1990s. What would you have done? Put a CD in the back or something like that? It just wasn't practicable. But these days, with the internet being the way it is and multimedia and everything, it's become so much easier now to add that kind of dimension. Now, there are two aspects of the book that need an audio dimension. The first one is obvious, the phonetics section, the section on the phonetics of English speech. Just like Cambridge does with its English pronouncing dictionary, so there needs to be an audio dimension for the whole of that. How do these vowels and consonants sound? How do these intonation patterns sound? And so on. So that's one big plus, it seems to me. Imagining how this is from a reading point of view is always a problem for any user. But now the audio dimension is there. But the other one is even more important in my view, and that's to add a historical dimension to the speech of English. I mean, there's lots of Old English at the beginning, and then Middle English, and then early modern English. Well, how did Old English sound? How did Middle English sound? How did Shakespearean English sound? A lot of research has been done into this, especially over the past 10 or 15 years. And so now it's possible, based on that research, to add that kind of auditory dimension. And so this is the main thing, really. Every extract that is illustrated in the book, chunk of Beowulf, a chunk of Chaucer, a chunk of the Paston Letters, whatever it might be, chunk of Shakespeare. Altogether, there must be about 30 or 40 extracts from the history of English. Well, each one of those I've read in the original pronunciation of the time, or with my wife Hilary's help for the female characters of the original pronunciation of the time. And this, I think, will be ear-opening to an awful lot of people. They will never have heard anything quite like this before. I've never heard anything quite like this before. And I think this is one of the big pluses for the new edition.